Hello, my name is Will Wolf, and I am doing a presentation on my blog that I wrote in January of 2010. Well, started it for my CS 102 class for Dr. Tio, and I will be presenting it through this screen flow. First off, on my blog, I wrote about my trip to Florida, and I apparently was going too fast, and the cops stopped me, and I got a ticket. Pretty expensive ticket at that, and it cost $250, and I was going 15 miles over. So, and I have a picture of my car as well. That's the car that I got the ticket in, so it's not a very blended in car. It kind of stands out a little bit for the cops, and he wanted to give me a ticket, so he did, and I had to pay it. And so I learned that God really wanted me to slow down since he gave me a ticket. So because it's a lot safer to drive not 15 over the speed limit, even though this, once you read the blog, you'll understand that it was kind of a ridiculous speeding ticket, but it is what it is, and I got one, and that's all. And then for my Christmas break, I just went traveling and did a bunch of traveling. I went to Kansas, I went to Virginia, I went to Pennsylvania, I went up to Niagara Falls actually, and I went down to Florida, I went to Miami and Fort Myers, and just had a blast in all those places. Cousin got married out in Kansas, so we flew out there, but I drove down to Fort Myers in Florida, and then I drove to Miami Beach, and then that's when I got my ticket as well. And then also I drove all the way up to Pennsylvania, which town was it? Grove City, Pennsylvania, to visit one of my friends in college. And we then decided we wanted to go see Niagara Falls, so we drove 3 hours to Niagara Falls, and that was a blast too. That was just a lot of fun, and that was my Christmas break because we had a almost 6 week Christmas break, and I didn't really have anything else to do because I didn't have a job at the time, so I did that. Then my weekend, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and so I went snowboarding with my brother and sister. Actually, not brother, my brother and his wife. I got some pictures of my trip. There's one of them, and there's another one, me jumping over a cone. I'm pretty sure I landed that. And then there's another one. I don't think I landed that one. I landed right on my butt, and that one really hurt. And then after my snowboarding trip, this was February 3rd, 2010, when Fisher passed away with plastic anemia disease that killed him. And it was just great, loved by everyone. He was always smiling, and 6'7", just a blessing to everyone he came into contact with. And you can just, on the soccer field, he was just a beast. You can see him right there. He's 3 or 4 feet above everybody else, and it's just amazing that God would take him at such an early age. He had a potential pro career ahead of him up in New York. He was talking with the Red Bulls, the New York Red Bulls, and God just took his life. But there's a reason he did that, and we just have to look past that and trust him. And then my small taste of Europe. That was an awesome trip with my brother and sister. We went to Europe for 3 weeks. We went to France, Italy, Spain, Spain, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all those places. And we just actually have some pictures of those that I can show you. That we see we would set the camera up and then just take really weird pictures. This one's, as you can see, is the robot, and then this one is this is in Rome. I forget what building that is, but we saw a lot of things. I can't really remember all of them. And this, I know this is the Spanish Steps in Rome, and that was just a regular picture. And that's, I don't know where that is, but it's like where the Pope is or whatever, or something. There's just us like waving, surprised. And that's that fountain in Rome that you throw it over your left shoulder. And this is in Rome as well, and this is just us, my brother and sister. This is in Rome. This is the Colosseum, outside the Colosseum. We're trying to be a trash can because we said a word and then we went and posed. And then this is in Venice, and we're trying to play the violin. You can see us trying to play an invisible violin in Venice. A camera was set up on one of these things. It was overlooking the water, so it was kind of dangerous, the camera. This is just one of our trips to a waterfall. This is in the Alps in Switzerland. Just a neat picture I like. And then this is me in Paris. We saw Eiffel Tower, as you can see in the background. And then that's all my pictures from A Small Taste of Europe, which was an awesome trip. And then for my next blog, I went to Hanging Rock with a couple of my buddies. You can see these pictures. They're beautiful North Carolina mountains, and this is the hike up right here. Some of the stairs that we hiked. This is once we got to the top, and it was just a fun trip overall. And actually, we went grilling at the beginning of the trip, and I'll show you. This is our grill, but what we put on it was, let's see, yeah, here we go. The grilling, we put hot dogs, we put ketchup packet of French fry, Doritos, the buns, and chocolate and graham crackers, all that on our grill. And that was just a really fun trip, and just got to see creation that God made. Everything was natural, and we made our own fire out of there was coals left over, so we just threw a bunch of sticks and leaves in, made our own fire, and then cooked everything on the charcoal. And then spring break was different this year because all my friends had a week before spring break, and I was stuck. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went to the beach for 3 days with them for the weekend while they were finishing up their spring break. But I had the whole next week to do pretty much nothing, but luckily my dad had some work because he's a contractor and he builds houses, so I was able to help him out by demolishing a bathroom, just tearing the tile floor, the sheetrock, sinks, bathtubs, broken mirrors, and a ton of insulation out of it, and just cleaned it completely in about 2 days' time. Me and one of my buds from working, I've worked with it for a few summers now, we just destroyed it, really. In all reality, we destroyed the bathroom. Not in that sense, but destroying it.